Hey everybody, Anish Majumdar here, career coach to the fiercely ambitious. Back at you today with a video that everyone who's looking for something better in their careers, everyone who's looking to make a job pivot or make any kind of change. If you've been struggling with what ultimately matters here, which is moving these relationships, moving these opportunities to an offer, then you really need to listen to this video, okay? Because I want to outline a couple of areas where saying yes to what is being asked of you is exactly the wrong thing to do. And I know that there's a lot of misinformation about careers, and so I want to really open that up, show you exactly what's going on, and give you 3 concrete situations where you need to advocate for yourself in a different way. And you can't just, bend over and say yes, basically, okay? It's really, really critical to understand this, okay? And for those of you who out there who may be listening to this and going like, look, get real, okay? We're dealing with a pandemic-stricken world. We're dealing with companies that are going out of business. We're dealing with all of this scarcity out there, okay? I am not in a position to make any kinds of demands. If they ask me for something, I'm going to do it, right? And to that, I have 2 things to say in return. Number 1, I want you to think about every amazing relationship you've ever had, okay? Anything that's gone anywhere, whether it's in your personal life, professionally, etc. Imagine if when you were starting that relationship, everything out of your mouth was a yes. Yes, yes, oh, for sure. Oh, whatever you like, I like. Yeah, whatever you want to do, I'll do, absolutely. How long would it be for you to just go nuts, for you to just be like, oh my God, forget it. I got to get the hell out of here. This is too much, right? It's the interplay between yes and no that is the difference between giving people what they want versus what they need. And if some of that is not going on in any hiring situation, A, they don't respect you, or B, they don't care to. Or I guess C, you don't know any better. But you'll never have that excuse after this video, okay? So what I'm saying is, there has to be respect on both sides. There has to be give and take on both sides. And just because you're looking for a role, or you're looking to upgrade or from VP to SVP, or you're finally ready to hit the C-suite, or you've been underpaid, whatever the situation is, or you've been furloughed and you're looking for your next thing, whatever the situation is, you have to understand that by giving employers what they need versus what they want or are requesting at the time, that's the difference between people who are able to quickly demonstrate their value and quickly move to an offer. And if you haven't been moving to an offer, if it's been stalling out, one of the key culprits is that you did everything right, but they just don't respect you and they just don't believe at the end of the day that you are high level enough and unique enough to move forward. Because otherwise, why would they wait? Right? That's the hard truth of it, right? And it begins with identifying a couple of key moments in terms of where you need to make this shift, okay? Situation number 1, where you should absolutely say no. If I were to ask you, are you looking for a job? Your answer should be a resounding no. Hey, are you looking for a job? Sounds obvious. Oh, well, of course, I got laid off 2 months ago. Of course, I've been looking for a job for 2 months. Oh, of course, anything. Are you hiring? You know what I mean? Like, is that working? Nope. The minute you do that, you shut down any meaningful dialogue as an equal. The minute you say, I am a job seeker, hand in hand, please help me, you mark yourself amongst the ranks of people who do not have the momentum, do not have the vision, do not have the follow through to generate for themselves. You mark yourself as second class. And here's the truth. Let's just be real. Is there any material difference between you dialoguing with executives? And if you're not doing that, you should be asking yourself why and learn a way of doing that, because that's the ticket to the hidden job market. Are you exploring opportunities at companies? Are you doing market research? Are you adding value in these conversations instead of just passively sitting there? Are you actually asking questions that reveal what's going on? If you're doing these things and more, then what exactly is the difference between when you're asked, are you a job seeker, for you to say, nope, I'm an expert in doing this way, and I've been actively having conversations with business leaders on making that happen, and I'm in talks with company X, Y, Z, and we're looking at the path forward. What's the difference between those two things? Nothing except everything. Because when you take ownership in that way, that says, yep, this is what I do, this is what I'm already doing, and this is what I already have in play, that creates a sense of momentum and it gives you leverage, because you can't just be a job seeker who's getting dragged around. The minute you identify yourself as such, you're also saying all of the crap that accompanies being a subservient job seeker, getting frankly dicked around with interview number 3, 4, 5, only to be like, there's a hiring freeze going on, only to be lowballed, whatever you want to say. It starts with you identifying yourself as that. So you cannot identify yourself that way. Remove the word job seeker from your dictionary. And I don't just mean put in something that is phony, that is not going to work. Like, I'm exploring career opportunities, job seeker. I'm just looking at the industry ahead, job seeker. I want you to think about what it is that you do on the highest level. I want you to ask yourself, what have you been doing towards solving that? And ask yourself, is there any material difference if you were a consultant in a business of one, generating opportunities and generating clients? What is the difference between what you've been doing and this? And if it's mostly been subservient job seeking and answering postings, that's the problem. Okay? Because it's time to diversify that skill set. It's time to take different actions so that, among other things, you're giving yourself this leverage, you're giving yourself this credibility. This is one of the biggest moments that most people blow through, is how you answer this. Are you looking for a job? So that's the first one, okay? Second situation, can you give us X for free? And that could be interview number 3. That could be spend 4 hours on a presentation only to have them quietly absorb it, poach the best ideas, and send you on your way. That could be sitting around for a 5, 6, 7 hour interview on their time scale. That could even be something as simple as ring, ring, ring. You pick up your phone. Hey, are you available for a quick chat right now about this opportunity? Of course I am. That's giving something away for free as well. There cannot be things that are valuable that are given without something being taken in return, right? If that's not there, it's not an equal relationship. And if it's not an equal relationship, you have no power in the situation, okay? And I want you to keep this in mind. It's give and take. If they ask, are you available for a call right now? Number one, I don't think you should ever be just available. Because what does that say about your momentum and your thing, that you can drop everything at a moment's notice and do it? I would say at the least, schedule it out for a day or two, put a specific time, and here's the thing. If they ask you, are you available? No, I'm not. I would be available tomorrow afternoon. But before we do that, I want to make sure that you get the most out of the call. What's on your mind? What specifically are we going to be going over, and how can I best help you on that call? That's what I'm getting in return for setting that call up. If you ask me, can we put together a whole 10-page, 12-page slide presentation about this? The first thing I would say is I don't believe that that's the right move. Based on what we've seen, I believe that the right thing should be a follow-up meeting, about 20 to 25 minutes with the CEO, the COO, and you, where we talk about the final points and we discuss an offer so we can get started on solving this problem instead of infinitely talking about it. And if you do decide to come up with a presentation, you are not going to do that unless you know precisely, I'm going to deliver this at this level. You're not going to be going into implementation. You're going to be talking about all of it in the big picture, because absolutely that's giving away something for free. And then right after that, X is going to happen and Y is going to happen. Okay? So unless that's happening, they're not dealing fairly with you. And if they're not dealing fairly with you, you taking a moment to be like, yep, let's schedule it for tomorrow at this time. And what are we going to talk about? You're going to see resistance there. You're going to see resistance. Oh, you don't want to do this free work, hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars of your time and expertise for nothing, right? You're not going to do that? Oh, forget it. If that happens, consider yourself lucky. You just saved yourself all of that time, because they never would have dealt with you in the right way to begin with, okay? The third situation where you need to say no, and I hope you understand at this point that I don't just mean no in a limited sense. I don't just mean like, no, screw yourself. I mean no from the point of view of, I don't accept that as a way of framing who I am and what I do. I believe this. I see this. I suggest this. It's a powerful alternate, right? The third one is this: what makes you better than X? Person, competitor, whatever. Anytime that shows up, hey, your resume looks good. Can you tell me a little bit about this? Because we've had people who have a stronger digital marketing background. Well, I would suggest if you're dead set on hiring someone like that who's doing it that way, you should absolutely do that. There's nothing that I could say that's going to make me come across as stronger than a digital marketing expert. But with all due respect, with what you've told me here, bringing in another person who is just going to run with those trends and not meaningfully link up what you're trying to accomplish with the marketing strategy would be a huge mistake. But by all means, you can keep doing it that way. We can cut it. We can move on, and I can check in with you 3 months, 6 months down the line. But based on what I've seen and what we've been talking about, it's very unlikely that the situation is going to change. Wouldn't you agree? Okay, then why are we talking about comparing to a false paradigm? How about we talk about how little digital marketing experience I have and how much experience I have working on the ground level with business leaders just like you to get beneath the hood and do it in a unique way. And the fact that it differs from what you're looking for is exactly why it's going to work. Do you see the difference? I do not accept you putting me in an apples to oranges type thing. What I am going to do is I'm going to immediately draw that line and say, if you're there, you belong on that side. If you want to come over here, i.e. where you're actually going to get the solution that you need, that means you have to accept right now that everything about me is markedly different. Everything about who I am is markedly different. And the value drivers are different than what you're expecting. This is the moment. This is the moment. And when you do that, you're giving people what they need, which is an expert, someone who's going to hold to their authority, someone who has integrity. Nobody wants to hire someone who's ultimately a pushover. If they do, it is a toxic culture. If you are talking about real people doing real amazing stuff, people with integrity, they will respond to your integrity. They will meet it in kind. And if they retreat, if they judge, if they snap, you've just saved yourself all of that following time to explore something that you wouldn't have been happy with anyway. This is what I mean by saying no when you need to, okay? So bring that into play. And if you need help with understanding, okay, I get the no's, but what in God's name do I say yes to, okay? What I suggest right now, head on over to helloanish.com, HELLOANISH.com. I've just uploaded a masterclass there. It's completely free. It runs right there at the top of the hour, so I would watch that right now. And what it's going to show you, okay, over the course of about 45 minutes, is I'm going to show you exactly the shifts, the positive shifts that you need to make to better own this frame for yourself and this new way of doing things, okay? Key changes across every aspect of what you're doing. The right changes are going to switch you from never being seen like a job seeker again, never being seen desperate again, and being able to truly call the shots as a force and a power that is all of your own. So if that interests you, I do not want you to just, passively absorb this information and get on with your day. Then I've failed. What I want you to do is beyond looking and being aware of these moments that we're talking about, if you know that you need to completely go a different way because what you're doing right now is not working, then you need to hop over there right now, okay? It's helloanish.com. I promise you it is going to be the best move you're going to make towards your career all day. All right, talk to you guys soon. Thank you. Please keep the comments coming. Please keep the engagement coming. We've been loving that. And if you haven't already, shoot me a connection request on LinkedIn, okay? That's just typing in the words ANISH and you'll see Anish Majumdar, okay? Connect with me. Let me know what's going on. Let me know you watched one of my videos and keep hungry for it. Amazing opportunities and amazing outcomes happen every single day, okay? You are no exception. All right, go after it. I'll talk to you soon.